Hi guys, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Trista and welcome to a Purpose Driven Wife channel. And today we are talking about verses 9 and 10 in walking through the series in 1 John, 2nd and 3rd John. And we are having a good time over here, okay? 10, and let's dive right into it, okay? So verses 9 says this, verses 9 and 10 says this: if we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. If we say we have not sinned, we make him a liar and his word is not in us. Now, in the last video, I was trying so hard not to feed into verses 9 and 10 video. This person sets up, he'll say one thing and then would explain it in the next verse. And so it's almost like he'll say one thing. If we have no sin, we deceive ourselves and the truth is not in us, you know? And it's like, well, let's get a little bit more about what are you talking about in that verse, in verse 8. And so what I wanted to so bad just feed into verse 9, but I wanted to set this video up or just kind of show you guys that you have to read the whole chapter to get an understanding of what this person is writing. And so this is at the end of this whole chapter, this chapter 1, we're about to get into chapter 2. This is almost like he just kind of ends it with these two verses, okay? So verses 9 and 10, if we confess, right? If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just. And sin is always present if we confess. So there's still an option for you to pattern your life after the fellowship of God and walking in the light and the darkness. In the previous verses, we talked about that. And so sin is always going to be present, and we have the option to confess our sins, right? We are always constantly fighting against our flesh. And so what I wanted to show, or even, just kind of point out, that when we make the decision to confess our sins, we are willing and we believe, we are in agreement with God, and we are saying that what we are doing, or the sin that we are doing, God, I agree with you that this is bad, okay? And so if we confess that, part of the blessing in walking with God is that God in Jesus is faithful and just to forgive us. He is faithful and just to forgive us of our sins and cleanse us from all unrighteousness, okay? He is faithful because of the work that Jesus did on the cross. Our sins placed him there. Our sins and the things that we have done wrong against God, Jesus being willing to pay the price on our behalf. 10, it says, if we say we have not sinned, we make him a liar and his word is not in us. And so, like I said, this just encompasses everything. This is the message that this person has been wanting to share, that Jesus has been saying in John chapter 8 and then in 17. If you watch my past videos, I talked about that. He is basically repeating what it says also in verse 8. If we say that we have no sin, right, we deceive ourselves. And in verse 10, if we say we have not sinned, we make him a liar, okay? So not only do we deceive ourselves, we make Jesus a liar and the truth is not in us, okay? Because in Romans 3:23, it says, for all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. So we all have sinned, and we all have to constantly be confessing our sin to God. We all have to constantly confess our sins. And so when it says, and his word is not in us, it goes back to, as I said, the beginning of this video, or not this video, but the beginning of the series. I said that this person is repeating what is said in John 1:1, the first chapter of John, and the first verse. It says, in the beginning was the word. And so if we are saying that we don't sin, or we have not sinned, then we make him a liar. We make Jesus a liar, right? We make Jesus a liar. The truth is not in us, and we deceive ourselves, right? I love this. I love everything that we talked about, and you know, everything is just coming together. It's just repeating. The word is just constantly repeating itself. I just love that. You know, I just literally touched on it a little bit. I didn't go deep into it, and I'll just want to share what David Kuzet's commentary says, because he shares a whole bunch on that, and this is just me just kind of just sharing with you what inspired me when it comes to this word. And so tomorrow we're going to start with the second chapter. That's going back in it, that which was from the beginning, which we have heard, which we have seen with our eye, which we have looked upon and have touched with our hands, concerning the word of life, concerning Jesus, concerning what God or what Jesus has shared with us. I want to be able to proclaim to you, and that's what I want to do in these videos. Okay, again, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys are enjoying this series, because I am. And you know, I'm really enjoying reading, just getting more into the word and just talking to you guys about it. So let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.